We don't want to speak too early, right? It's only been 3 games, but it really feels like they are headed down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about support duos because when talking about Boom...
We don't want to speak too early, right? It's only been 3 games, but it really feels like they are headed down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about support duos because when talking about Boom...
We don't want to speak too early, right? It's only been 3 games, but it really feels like they are headed down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about support duos because when talking about Boom...
We don't want to speak too early, right? It's only been 3 games, but it really feels like they are headed down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about support duos because when talking about Boom...
We don't want to speak too early, right? It's only been 3 games, but it really feels like they are headed down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about support duos because when talking about Boom...
We don't want to speak too early, right? It's only been 3 games, but it really feels like they are headed down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about support duos because when talking about Boom...
We don't want to speak too early, right? It's only been 3 games, but it really feels like they are headed down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about support duos because when talking about Boom...
We don't want to speak too early, right? It's only been 3 games, but it really feels like they are headed down that path.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about support duos because when talking about Boom...
We don't want to speak too
untouched.
It could get awkward if you pick the Chen, I would say. Chen Bane. It doesn't have to be. I think it definitely can be strong. It can work. Just wondering if they're looking for more merit or if they're looking for something else. Like Chen versus TA is good, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't give you the easy way to kill. It doesn't give you the easy way to get rid of the refraction.
But it's an option for your Tundra as well, right?
It is. I mean, we were running a lot of Chen offlane with Neto, or with 33, when we had him as a stand, and we were playing a lot of these very cheesy strats, and it is so level 7 Chen, and even now I wonder how many more timings he could have with the Shard 15 and everything, like how scary this animal could become. You know, the drums, the Vlads, the upgraded Vlads. And
I've seen some scary clips already coming online.
oh, the Sing Sing clip.
Yeah.
Skeleton army.
Can you imagine some like unslowable ancients and stuff like that too? If you have the boots, the bearing, it's like 1.5 seconds. Okay, guys, don't worry, I got this ancient control. Then just like,
Wraith King Chen, hear me out. You get the skeletons and they all buff all the minions with damage, right? So you just have full, like you commit to the Walking Dead strat.
The Walking Dead. Too bad the skeletons don't buff the other skeletons.
They do.
Imagine they all. No, I'm saying if like the Wraith Kings had rally as well.
All right, let's stop right there.
Don't want to ideas. Talents. Skeletons gain rally, right? That'll be a Wraith King talent we see coming up next time.
So this Minuano makes sense, right? It's a typical boom hero. They played it often, even before this patch, before it got buffed, but you've got the setup from Bane. She's also a lot stronger in her first couple of levels than she was before, just because she got that increase in base agility, just does more right-click damage. I think she does 5 overall more damage.
And you can actually get level Starstorm early, because they reduce the mana cost on it too, so you can actually go for that a little bit better. Tim Staple. Tim Staple.
It is Tim Staple.
Very good Broodmother ban. If you have this Miranda Bane and you see the Broodmother come out, you'll be very sad.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's a must ban. It's definitely not a must ban against most teams, right? And against Thunder, you have to keep these things in mind.
Typically, when I look at Weaver versus Bane, I think to myself, God, this Weaver's just going to get an Ags, and he's just going to save every single gripped target. But that's not the case anymore. Weaver Ags got giga nerfed, so I'm just starting to look at this Bane versus Weaver as really Bane favored, honestly.
Definitely in the mid game, you're going to have more enjoyment clicking sleep than Weaver will have clicking his buttons usually. And yeah, they don't really have a save for the arrow. Okay, they end up going for the Darkseid themselves.
All right, cool. The Darkseid combo.
This is a good clock game, for sure. You can cancel the Bane, you can go on the Pango, right? You can knock him back, you can disable him for long enough. Miranda can leap out of cogs, but still you can do a lot of damage in that 1.5 seconds of disable.
The cogs are frustrating for Pango, for sure. In the midst of team fights, you can cause a lot of problems.
Also, you just cancel that Fiend's Grip. That's the biggest nuisance of it all, because if you look at their other heroes, they have this Weaver, TA Shard. TA can cancel Grip. If she's not gripped, then she has a trap there after Shard, but before that, no reliable stuns. So this clock has a lot on his shoulders to deal with these boom supports.
I like that.
Really
like
good
that
Ember pick. The chains with the arrow and the Pango setup. Ember versus TA is one of those matchups that definitely can go both ways, but nothing really compares to, you know, Mirana Arrow in this kind of game with free reign, and you add the chains. Like, chains is one of the best setup abilities because you always can get it off with no risk, or more or less always.
I mean, we were hoping for like no long cooldowns. This looks very scrappy to me. Like, we're gonna have like constant battles.
Yep, they're gonna have to slow down this TA, and I believe that they have tools for it.
Should we be worried that Tundra is? I mean, they got the cogs from the clockwork, but not really any stun coming out, and that Ember Spirit is fairly elusive.
That is a concern for sure, especially when you think about how there's going to be a grip in the fight, right? You have to extend one of your disables on canceling the grip, and then you just won't have
That's your only
enough
one.
to deal
I
with
guess
the
your
Ember.
vacuum can interrupt too.
If you go back to the Armel versus Team Spirit replay, and you see the TA versus Ember, TA was level 7, Ember was level 5. It was a disaster for the Ember mid lane, but this matchup is fragile. It can definitely go. I don't want to say either way. It's very hard for Ember to shut down a TA. That's not really feasible. But if Ember can get his game going, he starts threatening the TA and is one of those heroes that can bully the side lanes, get back to mid, threaten the kill on him. Armor can take away the refraction as well. But he's never going to go on him and kill him alone. Obviously, he doesn't care slight spam. So you need to make the go.
And Tim's would do that, right? On his Mirana, he's very mobile.
But if you have a level 7 TA and level 5 Ember, this is not going to be looking good for boom. So the mid lane is going to be very crucial. The mid lane is going to be very important. How many side blades he's going to tank, if he gets the water runes, if one of Thunder heroes can walk mid, or if one of boom heroes also make something happen mid to secure the Ember game.
But this is the meta now, right? You're going to have that early rune securing, the early roaming, like we've been saying throughout this.
It all depends also. Usually, yes, this is always what supports want to do. But if you have too much going on or too much pressure happening or a matchup that goes really poorly, supports might not feel that they have the freedom to run a mid. Or if they do, it comes with a great price. So, yeah, of course. I mean, every support wants to run a mid when the mid hero starts winding.
By the way, that's great. That's a great Bloodseeker ban by Boom. That hero would have given them what they needed. To play versus his Pango, to play versus his Minuano. Thunder bans too, by taking out Leshrac, right? The one thing Boom do lack right now is a bit of tower damage, a bit of tower pressure, and that hero would have given them that. Timber, in the same vein, not with the amount of damage, but he still applies that map and tower pressure. Also, if you're looking at this Darkseer, he doesn't necessarily have the best wall target so far, right? An Ember Spirit illusion is not going to be that strong, neither is a Pango or a Bane or Mirana illusion, so those would have just been great picks too, and negating the use or the value of the wall throughout the game.
I'm a bit curious, because they're probably picking a carry, right, on Boom? And putting the Ember mid versus the TA?
That's what I think as well,
right? Timber ban and the Lesh ban, I do find unconventional. I think Timber pick could have been good.
I think TA now that we know that there's a puck, TA looks like it's a Skeeter hero?
Yeah, TA's safe lane.
Yeah, TA will be safe and puck will go mid. And then this is an answer to get more for the Ember because the clock would have been had a lot of pressure on him to actually catch it, but now Ember has to watch out. Also the Coil versus Pango, very, very strong. Coil versus Mirana, also a good way to catch and kill.
And they're just
all right. This matchup versus Darkseer goes both ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because people for a while were actually picking the Darkseer into the Medusa as kind of a solution and counter. So
which is understandable because it's good. It's good. Stone Gaze counters wall. Stone Gaze counters lots of these types of big goals, and especially if you're shelling people and running at people, you click Stone Gaze, you have to turn, you have to run.
And Deuce has gotten buffed too. Level 10 talent, you get 0.5 more per damage per mana, so you're much tankier from that one. And your 15 talent, you get, I think it's either 12 or 16% reduction on your split shot damage.
She did lose the Mystic Snake mana seal though, so she can die a lot faster in these fights. She used to seal 30%, right, with that talent. That's just completely gone.
But now that level 20 though, now she gets a +2 bounces on the snake. So if the 2 extra bounces hit something else, you actually get way more mana. There's a lot of crazy stuff that could happen, but okay.
All right, so we got 10 heroes on the board. Who do we favor for this first game? Effie, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards their lineup. I think it's going to be very aggressive. I think they have a lot of disables. I think that they have the means to just run over Tundra. I think there's a little bit of anti-synergy going on outside of the Clock and Darkseer. They can do a lot together, but I've got faith in SEA here.
All right.
Yeah, I would agree. I actually do think this TA carry puck mid in a Darkseer lineup makes little sense. I would also argue that this Medusa pick, if Darkseer was picked after the Medusa, I would favor maybe the Darkseer team, but because they picked Medusa, I think they know what they're doing.
Okay.
And yeah, I gotta agree. I think this Ember is going to be a bit too much of a nuisance. I think he's going to make all that space in the world, and then they're not going to be able to catch anything. And you have to use Coil to catch this Ember every time.
The puck will die to arrow.
Boom.
Chains arrow. The puck will be in danger.
Yeah.
It's not enough disables that Tundra have.
All right, let the battle begin. It's time for game 1 of this best of 3. We're heading over to a commentary team. It's Lyrical and Lacoste.
Thank you so much, ShinnKyril, Lacoste. We're here. It's actually the main event. No more group stage, no more playing. How you feeling?
Feeling good. It's also, inter-regional, on land, on stage. The previous one was, just a European West matchup, but this one should be interesting. Looking at both of these drafts, our panel talked about, Medusa against the Darkseer matchup, and I have faith in the Medusa because they needed some kind of tower damage in the end whenever you have Ember Spirit on your team. Like all other heroes don't go for objectives. It's very hard to take with what they got. So this Medusa kind of round up the draft real nicely. And the hero to look out for is Mirana. Tim's needs to pop off, and he has a lot of ways to set things up, whether with the chains or with the Nightmare. So that's definitely the hero to look out for. How much can he make, in the first 10 minutes?
Absolutely. Can turn off the light. But we want to see your beautiful face. I agree, though. With Tim's, so often he's been that person to make the plays for whatever team it is that he's on, and he's going to have to do it again here on the Mirana. I will say I'm really excited to watch 3-3 play this Darkseer. I mean, he's been the innovator so often on this guy. Going in for that Orchid build previously, already has these 2 circlets queued up, so we're probably going to be seeing those. No
Double
talismans.
Null, yeah.
It's just too strong. 25 minutes.
The value that you get from double nulls is insane after 25-minute mark. I want to see some memes. Where is Storm Spirit? Why don't we see the hero? 4 null talismans. Play for that 25. Just kidding. It's good for memes only, but
right. That all got nerfed now too. That's the other problem.
Yeah.
So annoying. I think that's one of those ones, though, that's going to be interesting to watch. The panel was already talking about it. That matchup against the Medusa, I think Effie was saying that they didn't really have a wall target beforehand. Now getting it, but we'll see how it ends up going if they can sort of make the play. But go when ready, we're back on it. And the skew of taunts coming out. The new Medusa one is pretty interesting as well. But it looks like they aren't quite going to be in position to go for the battle there on the runes. Boom, we're playing up on the triangle. But then we'll leave it be as they'll retreat back to their jungle.
We've seen in some of the previous games how potent Darkseer plus Clockwork is. It's just a different combination that allows Clockwork to scale, and he can enable him to gank the other lanes with a TP rotation, and there's always going to be a threat in the laning stage for the kills. It's so easy to set things up.
Oh, but this is not the way you want to start it. Going to take so much damage right out of the gate on 3-3. And he does not have all that much regen, trying to save up to get for that Ring of Health. So yeah, he's going to have to bring out a set of tangos immediately. Very annoying. And another quick pause.
We always say it's a quick pause, but the lights are still on. We need to turn off the lights.
Listen, we're trying to get romantic here, apparently. They're trying to make the plays happen right away. But yeah, I think that, obviously going to be in a very annoying matchup there at the start, but they do have the clock there, so it should still be fine.
It should. Players are used to play from their own bedrooms, and they turn off the lights. That's how they do it. So we got to give them what they ask for.
Absolutely. Given the quick TY, and we're back at it. But Yopaj facing off against 9 in the mid, and the Puck versus Ember Spirit. Always a very back-and-forth type of match, and we'll see how he ends up going. Already starting with the Slight here.
I like Ember Spirit in this matchup. During the DPC, I thought this matchup could go better for Puck, but Ember Spirit, I've seen it so many times. He just destroys the matchup using the Slight constantly, and Puck is the hero that does not have much armor. By much, I mean only 1 starting armor. So that's not great. Every single time he uses Slight, that hurts quite a lot more. I also want to see if he decides to pick up immediate Orb of Corrosion after getting a bottle.
Yeah, that's just going to be something to watch for if he can start to keep that's constant harassment on.
Even a casual Blight damage to Puck.
I did see one of those range creeps getting denied as well.
Oh man,
the mid.
Professional e-gamers, they need to learn how to control couriers better. Throughout this tournament, I don't think we've seen more courier kills.
I know, it's crazy.
It's insane. Oh, big backpack.
And they got it. The Ion Shell is there. The slow, steady beatdown. Oh, they only have it on 1, but Soxa trying to keep that pressure on to Jackie. Jack boys underneath the tower in some more trouble. Do they have enough for the final finish? They will. This might be both of them if they're not careful. Schemis to get the heck out of here. But this is the danger. This is why this combo is so strong. And even just at level 2, normally you wait for level 3 for this.
The way they pushed the wave and decided to go underneath the tower, Soxa not using attack, he's just following Medusa so that the tower aggro does not hit him, and he has a bit of an extra movement speed. Started with Windlay, so that was real nice. This was actually top tier.
Yeah, and they played it about as good as you could on Boom, immediately hitting the cog that they needed to get out of there, and then afterwards fell out. But yeah, really, really dangerous stuff, and a good, weird gank to have happen. Where you're hiding in the trees and then back into the cogs immediately. So, see how this one goes as down bottom. Snake King continuing to try and lay out this harassment.